The San Francisco 49ers are entering one of the most fascinating and pivotal off-seasons of the Kyle Shanahan era, and the storylines unfolding right now could reshape the franchise's identity for years to come. From internal structural changes to aggressive trade possibilities and roster shakeups, this is not a routine reset. This is a crossroads moment for a team that has lived on the edge of championship contention but hasn't been able to break through. And one of the most unexpected developments came before a single free agent signing or draft pick was even discussed. The NFL's successful grievance against the NFL Players Association has effectively eliminated the annual team report cards, removing a rare window into how players truly felt about their organizations. For the 49ers, that matters more than most teams because those report cards consistently raise concerns about the club's training infrastructure and medical operations, especially after seasons derailed by injuries. Last year, the 49ers ranked near the bottom in several health-related categories, including training staff and facilities, and those numbers aligned with what fans saw on the field. This roster has been built to dominate with speed, physicality, and versatility, but that style comes at a cost. When stars go down, the entire machine sputters. The disappearance of the report cards means less public accountability, but internally the pressure hasn't gone anywhere. If anything, it intensifies the urgency for the front office led by General Manager John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan to address durability, depth, and roster balance in a way that prevents another injury-ravaged season from derailing Super Bowl hopes. And those hopes hinge heavily on a roster that suddenly looks thinner at key positions than it did just a year ago. Wide receiver has transformed from a strength into a glaring uncertainty. The potential departure of Brandon Ayuk, the aging curve of former star Deebo Samuel, and the inconsistent development of younger options have left the offense searching for a new identity on the outside. In a conference loaded with explosive passing attacks, standing still is the fastest way to fall behind. The NFC West has become an arms race, and the 49ers can no longer assume their system alone will manufacture enough production to keep pace. That reality is why the idea of a swing for the fences move isn't just appealing, it may be necessary. This offseason lacks elite free agent talent and clear-cut draft superstars at certain positions, which pushes teams toward bold trades. For San Francisco, that could mean targeting a true game-breaking receiver who forces defenses to adjust coverage on every snap. Imagine the ripple effect of adding a dominant presence like A.J. Brown to Shanahan's offense. Suddenly, spacing improves, the run game becomes more lethal, and the entire playbook opens up again. This is the type of acquisition that doesn't just fill a hole, but redefines the ceiling of the team. But bold moves require sacrifices, and the 49ers are in a delicate cap and asset situation after years of aggressive roster construction. Trading future picks or young talent carries risk, especially when the offensive line still needs reinforcements and the defensive front must regain its dominance. The front office must decide whether to pursue immediate star power or maintain long-term flexibility. It's a classic contender's dilemma. Push all the chips in now or preserve resources for sustained competitiveness. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the 49ers off-season chess match, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel right now because we're breaking down every major move, rumor, and strategy shift as this pivotal offseason unfolds. While offense grabs headlines, the defense may hold the key to whether San Francisco returns to elite status. Injuries exposed how dependent the pass rush was on one player, and that player is Nick Bosa. When he went down, the pressure disappeared, and opposing quarterbacks operated far too comfortably. In today's NFL, coverage can only hold for so long. Without a relentless pass rush, even a talented defense becomes vulnerable. That's why the idea of reuniting Nick with his brother Joey Bosa has captured imaginations across the league. It's not just a sentimental storyline. It's a potentially devastating edge combination that could instantly restore fear into opposing offensive lines. Adding another proven rusher would also accelerate the development of younger defensive linemen and reduce the burden on returning veterans. The 49ers have invested draft capital into the trenches, but young talent often needs a stabilizing presence to flourish. Whether it's a reunion with Joey Bosa or the addition of another high-upside edge player, the message would be clear. the defense is expected to carry its share of the championship load again. The draft strategy reflects that same urgency. Analysts project a class rich in defensive linemen and receivers, which aligns perfectly with San Francisco's needs. Prospects like Akeem Masitter could provide immediate rotational impact while developing into long-term starters. Later-round additions on the interior line could solidify run defense, allowing linebackers to play faster and more aggressively. This approach mirrors the blueprint that once made the 49ers defense one of the most suffocating units in football. Meanwhile, the coaching staff faces its own potential changes. The possibility of assistant coaches being poached by division rivals adds another layer of intrigue. Continuity has been a hidden strength of the Shanahan era, particularly on offense where system familiarity translates directly into execution. Losing key assistants could force adjustments to the scheme and communication structure, especially if those coaches bring insider knowledge to rival teams. Off the field, even discussions about facility upgrades and practice environments hint at an organization evaluating every detail of its operation. Championship teams leave nothing to chance, and marginal improvements in preparation can produce meaningful gains on Sundays. For a franchise chasing the final step to a Lombardi trophy, these behind-the-scenes decisions matter just as much as splashy roster moves. Ultimately, the biggest question facing the 49ers is philosophical. Do they double down on the physical, defense-first identity that carried them for years, or pivot toward a more explosive offensive model to keep pace with modern trends? The answer may be a hybrid approach, reinforcing both lines of scrimmage while injecting speed and playmaking ability at skill positions. What's clear is that standing pat is not an option in a division that continues to evolve and improve. As this offseason progresses, every move will signal the organization's true intentions. A blockbuster trade would announce an all-in push for a championship. Strategic depth signings would suggest confidence in the current core. Draft priorities will reveal how the front office evaluates its weaknesses. This is the kind of offseason that defines legacies for executives, coaches, and star players alike. If the 49ers get this right, they could re-establish themselves as the NFC's most complete team and finally convert years of contention into a championship. If they miscalculate, the window could begin to close faster than anyone expected. That's why this moment feels so consequential. The margin between dominance and disappointment has never been thinner. Before you go, drop your boldest prediction for the 49ers offseason in the comments and subscribe for more in-depth NFL analysis, because this story is far from over, and the next move could change everything.